Hey everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. We are just doing a quick bite tonight because tonight is Tuesday, which used to be F&M. It used to be Friday Night Magic, and they changed it to Tuesday after the COVID lockdown ended. Because I think they figured out that everybody wanted to go out. Everybody been cooped up long enough. Alright, that enter's tapped, so I want to block her, I guess. Except he can't be blocked if they pay for it, except by creatures with haste. I don't have anybody with haste. And he can also sacrifice that given the right circumstances. He doesn't attack. He doesn't use the haste ability either. Okay. Well, if he's not going to, maybe he's just... No, he doesn't want to keep it as a blocker, because it wouldn't survive. Does he not remember he can attack with it? Let's see what we got next, actually. If it's a land, I can use one more land. Hello? Yeah, it's my turn, buddy. Let me have my turn. Artful... Yeah, I'll take that now. You know, I'll just attack. He's not missing his land drops. Alright, here's another wall of runes so we can scry. And it's a land. We will take that. Serrated Scorpion, we just really don't care. If they have a combat trick and they kill it, we still get life and they get damage out of the equation, so... If he's got a combat tactic he can use to keep his Ginger Brute alive and block the Scorpion, I'm all for finding it out early. So we'll go in and show you the entire deck after this is over. Pauper decks can play kind of slowly because you are just using commons and uncommons, so there isn't a whole lot necessarily in the way of a bomb, per se. But the nice thing is here, now I have a couple of counter spells I can use. And I think I need more islands than anything else at this point. And I'm not going to put anything down yet, just because he's been so slow. 5 mana and no spells. If he does have a big creature for 6 mana, it's much better than for me to put one of these down to actually keep these ready. 6 mana and nothing. Okay. 17 more turns and I win! We can flash an omen and see at the end if he still doesn't do anything this time. Ah! We can finally start doing stuff. Anointed Chorister can be difficult later. They already have enough mana to pump it up. And I will flash this in and scry. We've got a couple of 0-4 chump blockers just to buy us time while we scry and get everything in order the way we want it to be. So we have enough flexibility. Yeah, we're going to take both of those. We want to get to a point where we have enough land where we can cast a spell and still have enough to do a counter spell if need be, so... We would need 7 if I wanted to cast the 2 most expensive spells in 1 turn. So I'm not going to turn away any land just yet. Gloomsour is the expensive one, and he doesn't want to do anything there. He can tap it and gain 3 life anytime. He might have removal he's saving for something better than a 0-4 or a 1-2. So I'm not eager to give him anything more attractive as a target. They have to have something eventually. Now he's looking at him. He's looking at my creatures. Oh, he was just looking. Okay. That's what we were looking for. Do 2 damage to him instead. Perfect. We don't need lifelink. I've already come up against a deck that used Alchemist's Gifts. This is a common one you'll see in Pauper cards, that +1 and usually getting lifelink. They really like doing that. Okay, still not quite the lands that I want, but I can flash in Whisper Agent at the end of my opponent's next turn if they don't do anything again. Ah, 3rd color. Maybe that's what we've been waiting on. 3-color deck. Unusual. Fanatical Firebrand. 1 damage to any target. This might be overkill, but no. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's put down the Larcenist. And now we get card draw into the equation, and we still have a negate. Won't stop creatures from coming down, but we've got ways to take down creatures. I do really like the Dimir flavor of this expansion that I always dip into for black and blue Pauper decks. Hobgoblin Captain. I kind of want 2 creatures for that. Let's just throw you back up. Is every creature you had red? Oh, land. You know what? I should have enough land that I'll be okay. Let's go ahead and attack. And now we get to draw a card. Now that I have the draw card advantage, I'm comfortable that we'll end up with enough lands. Now we've got a juicier target if he recognizes the card draw advantage. That's why I'm keeping my mana open for the negate, just to protect the Larcenist. All he does is put down the Hobgoblin Captain again. Is there anything else? You've got more red mana now. Just one. Just one. Okay. I do this during my turn, I get an extra card draw, because it's happening for the addendum mechanic during my main phase. He's looking at the Larcenist. Yep. Oh, that's what I wanted. I wanted that removal card. I will get another deadweight. Or not, well, I get another card draw anyway. I feel comfortable in that no matter... I mean, they can cast any spell. They've got 4 dead spells still after all this time with 8 mana. That's kind of weird. I'm very curious what else is in your deck. I keep seeing the same Hobgoblin Captain over and over. Kinda boring. Alright, we're gonna try this. I've got a keep safe now, so the negate is I can use on anything. Heartfire. Deal 4 damage. Keep safe. I don't have to tap the creature, it just counters that spell. Ah, that's what we need our 7 lands for. Now I'm missing my island. Yeah, let's go ahead and attack, because we can still cast a spell if I don't get a land. That's not a land. Ooh, Lurking Deadeye. Nobody was dealt damage yet. He got rid of my card draw. Big meanie. Okay, we still have enough for a negate, and I got a full hand of cards. Although we are starting to get a little bit better look at his deck. I can't remember last time I saw someone use Hardfire. Lock Thwain Paladin. How do you like these potatoes? They could easily have been holding on to more powerful removal spells this entire time. So I'm taking a risk here. But he's been so slow this entire hand, this entire match. Who cares? I'm over 20. They can hit me all they want. Pretty much. That's a lot of damage now. Excellent. Good job, good job. Can you kill Gloomsour now? No, you cannot. Why didn't they just keep that as a blocker, and when I attacked with Gloomsour, they could have... It's 2 instants, right? You could have pumped him up 3-3, 3-3. He would have been a 10-9 again. I mean, granted, I have a negate, but... Yeah, well. They had options. They just wanted to get their licks in. It's amazing how many times the opponent will start off hitting me in the face, and they'll be at 20. I haven't touched them, and then as soon as Vivisurgent's Insight. Okay, we got the card style for that now. Cool. Let's go ahead and show you the Pauper deck. Anyway, they'll stay at 20 life. They'll hit me. They'll get me down to 4 points of life, and then finally I turn the tide, and they just scoop immediately. Or they haven't touched me all game. They're losing, and instead of just scooping or maybe defending where they can survive another turn, they just throw everything in just so they can hit me in the face once. I'm not sure if it's... I'm not sure if they're just being pedantic, if they're being spiteful, if it just makes them feel good. Anyway, the 1-drops. Wall of Runes. We've got a couple of... this one, they're just different expansions is all. But same card art and everything. 0-4, when it enters battlefield scry 1, there was a lot of scry in here that helps me throw away extra lands if I don't need them. We've got Dead Weight, a couple of those to get rid of the small creatures. The 2-2 is a very common thing to see go up against in Pauper decks. A little bit of hand destruction. I could sacrifice the Steward and make them discard a card if I felt like it. Serrated Scorpion is a nice little 1-drop. 1-2, and when it dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. We got a few common counterspells. Essence Scatter. Casmina's Transmutation is an enchantment. Make creature lose all abilities and base power. So if they come at me with a Gloomsour, I will transmutate it into a frog. A 1-1. It doesn't say it's a frog, but the picture looks like a frog, so maybe a toad. Keep Safe, of course. I like Keep Safe. It's one of my favorite cards, actually, I think, as far as counter spells that I don't see used a lot. But counter target spell that targets a permanent you control, and then you draw a card. 3 of the Negates, which came in very handy tonight. 1 Omen of the Sea. That's my Scry card that you can flash in. I got a little bit of flash. I got a little bit of Scry. I got a little bit of counter spells. Tiny bit of Surveil in place of Scry. Unexplained Disappearance is a nice little bounce spell. So we can not just Scry, but we can throw it in the graveyard if we don't want that card that we see. Boot Nipper gives us a choice of a Death Touch or a lifelink counter on it. For flying defense, we have the Fetid Imp, and we can pay 1 swamp to give it Death Touch until end of turn. A couple of Unlikely Aids. These are from different expansions, so they have different card art. I think I like this card art the best, really. It looks kind of cool. But regardless, target creature gets +2 and gains Indestructible. So these kind of, in Pauper situations, having, simple counter spells, having, -2/-2 effects, having things like this as battle tactics, they really turn the tide a lot in the one-on-one creature battles. 2 Sorin's Thirst deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. So you see I'm adding in in certain aspect, I'm adding in a little bit of everything that black and blue can do together. So we got Surveillance Scry, we got counter spells, we got a little bit of discard, we got a little bit of life drain. A little bit of bounce with the Rester's Admonition. For Denim, if you cast a spell during your main phase, you get to draw a card. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we have card draw. When Library Larcenist attacks, draw a card. I only have one copy, but if I get the Larcenist down, it's game over pretty much. If I can get clear to attack, most of the time, if I'm not already in a losing board position, I can just coast to victory. Theming Otter is another one. It's a 2/2. Whenever it attacks and does damage to an opponent, you draw a card. So I actually have to connect with the Otter. If there might be an occasion where I know the Library Larcenist would die if it attacks, but the situation is bad enough that I just have to attack anyway just to top deck a card and see what I get. One cancel it, target counter spell. One more hand discard, Memory Leak. If I'm late enough in the game, I could still cycle that. That's why I chose that particular card, because you can easily, with only one Memory Leak in the entire deck, you could easily get this later on where it'd be useless. So cycling makes it a little bit less than completely useless later on. But I do have Mind Rot as well. This one's kind of a riskier, but target player discards 2 cards. If I get it early enough in the game, that can be a big difference early on. Suffocating Fumes also has cycling, but or creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. That's good for the smaller, cheaper swarm decks you come up against. 2 murders for the bigger creatures. Another flyer, Savage Gorger, at the end of the end step. If an opponent lost life this turn, you get a +1/+1 counter on the Savage Gorger. 2 Whisper Agents that we can flash in and do Surveil. 2 Agonizing Siphons deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. And 2 Artful Takedowns. I was trying to say that to see if, in case the enemy put down 2 creatures, because you can do both actually if you want. You can tap 1 creature and give another creature target -2/-4. You could actually do, both of those to 1 creature, but usually you want 2 things at once. And that's the card art kind of shows that the opponent's incapacitating one, like maybe the one on the ground is he's tapping, and then he's killing the other one with the knife throw. So I like the way that sometimes the people that are doing the art really do a good job with matching the card description and the flavor of the current expansion and the feel for everything. So this type of stuff they did a really good job on, better than usual, I would say. Wingfold Terran. We get into a 6-costing card. It's only a 3/6, but it enters the battlefield with your choice of a flying counter or a hexproof counter. And the big bomb, Loomsour. For 7 money, you get an 8/6. Whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And that is the deck. We're just going to do the one for now because I went ahead and I finished my wins. But just wanted to give you guys an idea, especially for newer players that haven't played in the Pauper format before. And if you're the Tuesday is now the midweek Magic instead of Friday night at home. So they give you all the rules up front. They let you know that it's historic, so you can delve into a bunch of other additional cards. You can delve into earlier expansions. 60-card deck, only commons, only basic lands. And it's an interesting format. It's a fun thing to go into. How do I want to say? If you like extra limitations sometimes, it's good. Or if you're tired, if say you go up against nothing, it feels like you're fighting nothing but mythic rares the entire evening, and you want a bit of a break, this can be a good format to jump into, especially over the table with some friends, where it's like we don't want to have a bunch of big jank. We don't want to have somebody who's got an obviously overpowered deck that'll just wipe the board with everybody all night and maybe nobody's having enough fun. But limiting everything to common kind of levels the playing field to a certain degree, and you're guaranteed to have the games last a little bit longer for the most part, and there'll be a little bit more interesting battles. There'll be more creature battles. There'll be more size ups. There'll be just kind of more and more of a regular slugfest for the most part, and that can be fun from time to time, as opposed to going into historic and they have these just amazing mythic rare cards and they kill you on turn 4, right? If you want to slow down, if you want to take your time, if you want to learn, sort of get the feel for how a battle goes, and get a better feel and experience with battle tactics and that sort of thing, Pauper's a very good format to go play for a while instead of the others. And that's it. We'll leave it there. Leave any comments you want. Remember to like and subscribe. This has been Travis for Tpull's Corner. with a little quick bite showing off historic Pauper. Have a good one, guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks.